Hey guys, some people who've been following the goings on at the old Japanese farmhouse have been asking for a walk around. So I've been showing lots of before and after videos, but some people have been asking for a walk around to see the big picture. So here's the big picture. That's what it looks like after 1 year and 2 months of hard work. Bit of a difference, isn't it? So those of you who haven't seen the other videos, there's a playlist called Buying a House in Japan, and on that there is some videos about other houses, but there's a lot of videos about this particular house and lots of videos showing each step of the restoration of this old house. So this video's just outside, so on that playlist there are videos for each room as we've restored each room, inside and outside. So you can see the gradual transformation. And those couple of people who've been enjoying this series, there will be more. It's not over yet. The joys of owning a really old, dodgy old house means that the work never stops. So there is more projects coming. So don't worry about that. Makes a difference, doesn't it? So in total we removed 3.5 tons, metric tons, so 3,500 kilograms of rubbish from inside and outside the house. Those of you who don't know the story, there was an old gentleman living in this house who moved on, and everything he owned that he'd collected over the 50, 60 years that he'd lived here was all still here. Everything, absolutely everything, as you'd see on those other videos. So we had to remove it all, and nobody had lived in this house for 15 years either, which is why it was in such a bad state of repair. So it all had to be removed. So 3.5 tons of rubbish was removed, and in the Japanese style it was all divided up into the different categories so that it could be recycled. So by hand we had to go through every piece of rubbish in the house and divide it up into different categories so that it could be recycled. So it's been a bit of a job, 14 months of pretty hard work. Scary now to look at it. Look at what it was like and think, geez, that was crazy. That was crazy getting involved in that. But it is satisfying to have a look at this and realise the difference. Because when you're actually in amongst it doing it, you don't sort of notice what's happening so much because you're in the middle of it doing it. But when you look at this, that's why we enjoy the before and after videos as well, because we can see the difference. Just hard to imagine that 3.5 tons of rubbish, all that stuff you could see piled up there. It's just so much stuff in there, you know. And when you have to divide it all, if you could just scoop it all up with some sort of bulldozer into a big bin and just take the whole lot away, it wouldn't be such a big deal. And you could do it really fast too. But when you have to divide it all up, it just takes forever. When you have to pick up each piece individually and put it in a certain pile, it just meant it took forever. And then, as you guys who followed these videos know, there was bottles of pickles and there was all sorts of things that had to be divided as well. The way the Japanese system works is you can't throw a bottle of old pickles or 500 bottles of old pickles in the rubbish. You have to actually take the pickles out and get rid of the pickles and the bottle separately. So that was exactly what we had to do. We had cans, hundreds of cans of food, hundreds of bottles, endless piles of food, and it all had to be divided. So the canned food had to be opened and the food emptied out of the can, and then the can put in the can pile and the food put in the food pile, and every individual thing. So it was just huge. That was quite horrible out there, wasn't it? One of the main problems out there was the drainage. They'd let the drains, well, 15 years no one had lived there, so the drains had become clogged, so that it was all sitting in water, which wasn't helping the situation. So fixing the drainage and removing all that rubbish was all it took to make that area look much nicer. And that's a huge area too in Japan. They'd build a house. That piece of concrete there is the same size as what they'd normally build a house on in Japan. So that's considered to be quite a big area on its own, and it's just sort of an area that, you know, between the buildings that we don't even use really. It's a big footpath. The old chicken coop there, that's a memory, isn't it? That's on a recycling pile somewhere now, that chicken coop. Out of control, wasn't it? It really was. Ah, that's better. Anyway, there it was. You guys that have been asking for the walk around. There was the walk around. Hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. And don't worry, there's more renovations from the old Japanese farmhouse videos coming. So in the meantime, buying a house in Japan playlist, guys. Thanks for watching. More videos coming soon.